100. The grey Swift Platinum led them, worked his way to the top, 3/4 over Castle Queen. Beautifully placed running third, Radiant Girl down near the inside from Hell of a Story, who'd found itself 3 deep. Now Mega Minx in the orange colours going up just in behind those, travelling into it pretty well. Down on the inside, Vonus, and then Buctorio 3 deep on the back of Hell of a Story. Young Gina still a long way from them, down towards the railers. Swift Platinum sprints clear, and down to the 250. Swift Platinum raced about 2.5 in front. Radiant Girl battling away. Down the outside is Buctorio with a run, but Swift Platinum with 100 left to travel. Nicely clear. Getting home is Young Gina along the inside. Swift Platinum stopping. Look at Young Gina. Young Gina driving and grabbed it. Young Gina's got home on the inside for Pike, taking the Dulux to get there to beat Swift Platinum. Down the outside came Black Grape with a late run. Buctorio as well. Radiant Girl and Mega Mix. Then Big Red Costa, Vonus, a gap. Hell of a Story. Scandavista, D-Day, and dropping out to run near enough to last, Castle Queen.
Well, what about the roar from the crowd when Willie Pike, he took all the shortcuts. He looked 100 to 1 at the 600 metre mark.
Hey, wasn't that exactly how that horse won back on the 20th of November?
Yeah.
We saw the replay a bit earlier. It was 100% gone in the race, and then that closing speed over that distance. And William Pike, he knows how to get it done. And by the sounds of that, Gareth, I think a few people were with him.
Don't they love him here? Because there was a big cheer mark almost when all of a sudden W. Pike appeared from nowhere to run down Swift Platinum, who looked home at the 200.
He got beat on Burgio at a short price. He resurrects himself here and gets the job done on Young Gina. A very nice win from the clouds.
Black Grape was a big run back in third. 6-2-10 the numbers here after race number 5. So it was a big drifter. No wonder it drifted a little bit. Didn't want to go a yard in the early part. Willie Pike never stopped riding, basically.
Yeah, exactly right. But Grant Williams comes in with a pretty big smile. I think it's made his Easter as well. But a great performance there by Young Gina. And a horse I think we'll be following, Gareth.
Grant Williams, what a performance by Young Gina. What were you thinking at the 800?
Yeah, we were all sorts of pain, but he sort of did that at Bunbury as well, and obviously looks like a horse that needs a little bit further.
He does, and Willie Pike was hard at work. Were you confident at any stage?
Yeah, when he hit the line.
He's a good horse to do what he did. Obviously, he needs to learn basically to race a little bit better.
Yeah, I think they just look a little bit slick for him at the moment, don't they? I don't know if we need to worry about blinkers and that at this stage. He's had 2 starts now and done the same thing, but when he steps up in class, it might sort him out a bit.
So where do we see him next?
No, I haven't planned anything with that. We'll just sort of see how he pulls up. Last time he went Shinsaw.
Lucky he's not a standardbred and you were driving him, because I don't know if you could have continued to hustle him like Willie Pike just did.
I wouldn't have got through that gap.
Well done, mate. There we go. Grant Williams, the winning trainer with Young Gina, along with Alana Williams, who does a wonderful job in that training partnership, Adam.
Yeah, they certainly do, and another really good performance. You mentioned the run there at Black Grape as well.
Yes.
A big price at getting into third, made up some late ground. So maybe one that we continue to follow, because I know that horse has won some nice races at Belmont, does appreciate a bit of sting out of the track.
Just having a look there where Young Gina came from. Absolutely nowhere on the inside, and following Neville's second runner there, Vonus, but up along the inside, just grabs the grey horse in the shadows of the post. Good ride from Joey Azzopardi too, just bustled the grey out of the gates to lead, but just couldn't hold on that final little bit.
Yeah, brilliant performance by Young Gina. That was exciting racing for the favourite punters out there who took the faith with Grant Williams in that pre-race interview, Adam McGrath, and he wasn't that confident, but you can understand why with the way that gallop raced today. But obviously it's just got a ton of ability. I'd love to hear the comments from our great rider Willie Pike.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a chat with him. We mentioned in that pre-race, though, when Grant Williams talks down a horse, you take a little bit of note there, but this horse is only going to get better with Grant, as he said. Hopefully, if it pulls up well, when you see it getting out to 1,400 metres, I think it's going to really appreciate that, and even straight at Belmont.
Willie's having a chat to the crowd. They're pretty happy with him as well. He's the Joe Maria of WA racing. There's no doubt about that.
Do you know what? And I think Pike is even surprised by that. The grin on his face as he came in as well. I think that turn of foot surprised him a little bit. But he is loved by many here, William Pike. And I'll be interested, as I said, to get his thoughts of how that all played out.
Gareth said he's the Joe Maria of WA. I think Joe Maria is the Willie Pike of Hong Kong.
We're catching up with a little interesting segment that we just shot to with Adam McGrath heading into the jockeys room. We get to know a few of the jockeys a little better in their downtime. So that particular interview with Adam McGrath, straight after this interview with our #1 rider, Willie Pike, who jumps on those scales. We'll be catching up with Willie right about now, Adam.
Yep, William Pike about to weigh in and makes it back-to-back victories now for this horse. 2 starts, 2 victories, a space between, obviously, after going shin sore. How'd you do it?
Well, I don't know, actually. I'm even asked myself that. It's 600. I'm in a world of pain, needing a lot of luck. And even when I got out, I thought the race was over. I thought the grey horse had stole the break on me. Pretty nice horse in point-to-point finish, I guess.
Obviously a little bit different to that performance at Bunbury, because Bunbury were down the outside this time on the rail, but similar spots where the race probably looked out of reach.
Absolutely. I hope he grows up and grows out of this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Belmont or something, I'm not sure. But if he can get out of that phase where I can just use him a little more early and not leave myself with a mountain of work to do, it'll go a long way in his favour. As
Gareth alluded to there, mate, you're the people's person here in WA. They absolutely love you. Can you talk them into Kiss Bang Love in the size?
Absolutely. I'll ride more positive this time. Tried to ride that cheap run in the Karrakatta. Still looking for runs now, so there's some horses out there to beat, but I'll be a lot more positive today, and she'll give her what she's got.
Thanks for the insight, mate.
Thank you.
William Pike there, Gareth. They'll be riding Kiss Bang Love, a little bit more positive and definitely a chance in the size.